हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, जैसा आपको प्रॉमिस किया था नाउ आज से जेईई एडवांस के लिए भी आपके लिए कुछ शॉर्ट रिवीजन सीरीज़ मैं आपके लिए लेके आया हूँ। आज पहला टॉपिक जो मैंने लिया है जो कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है पर लोग निगलेक्ट करते हैं, एक ऐसा टॉपिक जिससे हर साल क्वेश्चन आता ही आता है, आइदर 1 और 2 क्वेश्चन ज़रूर आते हैं, एंड दैट टॉपिक इज़ एरर्स इन मेजरमेंट। तो ये एरर एनालिसिस या एरर इन मेजरमेंट्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है आईआईटी एडवांस के लिए। और मैंने 10 क्वेश्चंस के थ्रू ऑलमोस्ट जितने भी क्रूशल टाइप्स आईआईटी ने पूछे हैं अभी तक, मेनली वो सारे जेईई क्वेश्चंस ही हैं, बट इन सारे टाइप्स को आप एक बार समझ लोगे तो आई होप इस तरह के किसी क्वेश्चन में आपको प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी। सो लेट्स सी।
So let's start with first example from JEE 2004. I appeared in JEE 04, so this is for screening, I suppose. A wire has a mass given by 0.3 plus minus 0.003 grams, radius and similarly length in this data. You have to find the maximum percentage error in the measurement of the density. So you all know what is density. Density, you know, is mass upon volume, and for a wire we take it to be a cylindrical one. We write it as m upon pi r square L. So if we check for the density's error, we can say the maximum possible error, that is what we take in the case of errors, that would be the fractional error in mass. Everything will be added, error and error are always added, twice the fractional error in radius and the fractional error in L because pi is a constant. So delta m by m, if you do, that is 0.003 upon 0.3 plus 2 times 0.005 upon 0.5 plus 0.06 upon 6, and this whole thing multiplied in percentage for 100%. So if I do this, this would be 1%, this will come out to be 2%, and this will come out to be 1%. So effectively the error is 4% in density. Go for option D. So that was an easy one. This is a question from JEE Main. I have taken the current voltage relation of a diode is given by the current is 1000 V by T minus 1 milliamperes, where the applied voltage V is in volt, temperature T is in degree Kelvin. Student makes an error of measurement in voltage as plus minus 0.01 volt while measuring the current is 5 milliampere at 300 Kelvin. What would be the error in the measurement of the current in milliampere? So I have taken this question. This is from diode, but this is to tell you how to check for the errors. So here temperature is given, no error is given, so I am assuming temperature is perfect. The error is in voltage and you have to check the error propagated in current. So if I differentiate it, or for the small changes, what we can say di, if I differentiated this side, di would be, if we differentiate that exponential term, it would be 1000 by t, and this would be dv, and we will have, that 1000 by t dv, and that multiplied by e to the power 1000 v by t dv, 1 would be 0. So this is what you get. So what we can say, the di, but the percentage error or the error in measurement, okay, so we need di only. So you can write it as 1000 by t, and this term, if from here I can write it as I plus 1, take that one here, I plus 1, that would be in milliamperes into dv. So what I can make it out for that error analysis, 1000 by t, t is what we are given, t I am given as 300, I is 5 milliampere plus 1, that would be 6, it would be in milliamperes, and dv is 0.01. So if you do this, these two zeros cancel up, this is 2, 20 into 0.01, so it would be 0.2 milliampere, that is the error in the measurement of the current. Now after this, see the third one. A person measures the depth of a wall by measuring the time interval between dropping a stone and receiving the sound of impact with the bottom of the well. The error in the measurement of the time is given as 0.01 seconds. He measures the depth of the well to be 20 meters. Take the acceleration due to gravity to be like this, velocity of sound to be this. What is the fractional error in the measurement of the length? So you are aware of this thing, when you drop the stone, first it is free fall, and then when the sound wave comes, it would be, you assume the velocity to be constant. So what I can make it out, the time would be, while going down it would be, let's say if length is L, root 2 h by g, root 2 L by g, and while coming up it would be L upon v of sound. That is what we can make out. So now here the measurement is in the length and delta t you have to make out. So what I can make it out, I can say the error in measurement of time period. The error in measurement of time period delta t would be error in this value 2L by g plus error in this, because whenever you add absolute errors, add, you know this thing. So if I take this error, the 2 delta L by g, so if I, let's say for finding this error we do that differentiation thing, so what we can make it out, this quantity basically come out as 1 by 2 root of 2L by G into delta L by L if you do this. So if you do the differentiation, you will get this value, and here it's simple, it's simply delta L by V that you can write. That is what you can write it here. So what we can do, we have to calculate the fractional error in length. So let's say delta L by L, I'll take n as common, it would be 1 by 2 root 2L by G, and if I take this L here, it will become L by V, and this is delta T. So I am given the error in T, T is given as 0.01, so this delta L by L I can directly say is 0.01 divided by this thing 1 by 2 root 2L. L you have measured to be 20, yes, and G is 10, and this L is 20, and the speed is given as 300, so it is 0.01. If you do this 0, 0 cancel, 2 will cancel, it would be 1 plus, I can write it as 1 by 16, so it is 0.15 upon 16, and let's say if percentage it is 100%, so it would be 15 by 16%. So 15 by 16% is closest to 1%, go for option 1. This is from JEE 17. Next, the following observations were taken for determining surface tension of water by capillary method. Diameter of capillary D is given, rise of water is given, using G equal to this and the simplified relation like this, the possible error in surface tension is. Here, if the data is given like this, I can take this delta D error to be 0.01 into 10 to the power minus 2, and I take this error delta H to be 0.01 into 10 to the power minus 2, and for G I can take it to be constant, or you can take that error to be 0.01. Generally it is treated as constant as per this. If you take that also, I think the options are far away, it won't matter, so I am assuming it to be constant. Now using this relation, what we can say directly, you can say fractional error in T is fractional error in radius plus fractional error in height measurement plus fractional error in G measurement. So if you want, you take it, or if you can neglect it, it's up to you, because I cannot make out from this because it is nothing written. What is delta R? Delta R by R you know is delta D by D, because R is D by 2 and that 2 is by definition. So delta R by R is delta D by D, that is 0.01. I can cancel that to a power 1.45. Delta H by H again 0.01. Okay, this was D, it was 25 not 45, and it would be 1.45. and delta G by G, if you take 0.01 upon 9.8 if you wish, I am not taking it, I am taking to be constant. If you will take, I think though it won't matter here, and if for percentage, multiplied by 100%. So if I multiply it by 100%, it is 1 upon 1.25%, and it is 1 upon 1.45%. So this would be, we can say 4 by 5.8%, and it would be 0.6 something I can say, so it would be 1.4 closing, and so approximately if I make it out, it would be 1.5%. Go for option A for this particular case, again from JEE 17. So there were two questions. Now this is one of a very interesting question. Use the expression 2D sin theta is lambda. One calculates the value of D by measuring the corresponding angle theta, which is in the range 0 to 90, that is acute angle only. Wavelength lambda is exactly known, so no error. And the error in theta is constant for all value of theta. That means delta theta you have to take it as constant, whether it is 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree. As theta is increasing from 0, what happens to this error quantity? So the error in D. So first of all, what I can say, D I can write it as lambda by 2 sin theta, and 1 upon sin theta you can write it as cosec theta. So for the error thing, what I can say, the fractional changes, small changes differentiated, or delta or D, whatever you write. Delta D I can write it as lambda is perfectly known, lambda by 2, and if you differentiate cosec theta, you know differentiation of cosec theta is minus cosec theta cot theta, but since we are talking of errors, we always take in positive sense because we are only checking the magnitude. So I can write it as cosec theta cot theta, and that would be delta theta. So first of all, as theta will increase, this delta theta you are given is constant, this term is constant, this lambda is exactly known, so no issue in it. So what is this cosec theta and cot theta? So delta D I can write it as lambda by 2, I can write it as cot theta as cos upon sine, this would be cos theta upon sine square theta into delta theta. Now as theta increases from 0 degree, as theta increases, you know cos theta will decrease and sine theta will increase. So this bracket term is definitely going to decrease, and rest all things are fixed. That means this delta D decreases with theta. That means the absolute error in D will decrease. So it will remain constant, it will increase, both of them are false. Now fractional error I can write as delta D by D. So if I divide it by D, that cosec theta terms goes, it becomes cot theta into delta theta. And what we have, as theta increases, tan theta increases, but cot theta decreases. That means this is going to, this cot theta term will decrease, so this fractional error will decrease. So go for option D. This was from JEE 2013. Now this is a very interesting question. This is from JEE 2016. Let's see. In an experiment to find the acceleration due to gravity g, the formula used for time period is t is 2 pi under root of 7 times capital R minus small r divided by 5g. Value of capital R and small r are 60 plus minus 1 mm, 10 plus minus 1 mm. In 5 successive measurement, time period was 0.52, 0.56, 0.57, 0.54, 0.59. Least count of the watch is 0.01. That means you can take it as a maximum error. Which of the following statements is or are true for this particular case that you have to find it out? So how you can find it out in this case? So first of all, going by our basic analogy, the true value or the mean value that you take after 5 observations, that would be 0.52, 0.56, 0.57, 0.54 plus 0.59, and this you divided by 5. Okay, so what we have it, if I solve it, this is 2 and 6 8, 8 and 7 15, 15 and 4 19, 19 and 9 28, 7 12, 17, 22, 27, so it would be 2.78 by 5. So if I do this, this would be 0.5, it would be 28, so it would be 5 and 6. But if I have to take it in 2 figures, so I will write it as 0.56. So for as per this observation, the expected value or the true value will take at 0.56. Now this is the expected value. Now what would be the error? The absolute mean error that you take, delta t mean, absolute errors. First of all, in first case, the absolute error you will take would be 0.04. In second it would be 0, in the third it would be 0.01 you will take, and 0.02 you will take, 0.03 you will take, and this is 5 observations. So 4, 5, 5 and 2 7, 7 and 3 10, so you will have 0.10 by 5, you will write it as 0.02. So that is what you have. So what I can make it out, the percentage error in the measurement of t, what I can say that percentage error in t would be delta t by t, that is 0.02 upon what is it, 0.56 into 100%. So what I can write it as, I can write it as 200 by 56. So 200 by 56 would be 3 times, 56 threes are, you will have as 150, 168, your remaining is 320, so it would be 320, it would be around 6 or 7, 5, sorry, it would be not 6, it would be 5, so it would be 3.57. I can see from the options that would be the case, not 2%. So this B is correct from this, but it's a multiple correct one, it has more than one options correct. So one thing we have done, the measurement of t, out of B and C, B is correct. Now in the measurement of small r, what is small r? 10 plus minus 1. So in the measurement the error would be delta r by r, that is 1 by 10, and in percentage into 100%, okay, it's a huge error, 10%, so A is correct. And similarly, if I make out this delta r by r, or let's say don't make it out, let me check what we have to do first. Now then the value of g, so what I can say, g would be, it would be t square, and this would be 25, I can make, not 25, it would be 5, okay. So 5t square, I can write 5t square, and it would be upon what we can say, okay, we have to do invert, and g was in division, so do it carefully. So g would be, if I do this, 4 pi square 7 times r minus r upon 5 t square. So all things are constant, so what we can directly make it out, delta g by g would be error in r minus r upon r minus r, make it, take it as a single term, and it would be twice of delta t by t. So this error, absolute error in delta r minus r, you know, would be delta r plus delta r, and you divided by r minus r term plus 2 delta t by t. So delta r plus delta r, 1 plus 1, that would be 2 mm, and r minus r is 60 minus 10, that is 50 mm, and 2 delta t by t, let's say I do it in percentage only, and I have this percent, 3.57%. So now what you have, 200 by 50, that is 4%, and this would be 4 7s are 28, sorry, 2 7s are 14 and not 4, 2 7s are 14, 1 would be 11, and this would be 7.14 plus 4, that would be 11.14. So it is approximately 11%. So I'll go with this would be 11% approximately, we will say. So the answer is A, B, D. So now next one, seventh one. The energy of a system as a function of time is given by E at t is a square exponential minus alpha t, where alpha is 0.2 per second. The measurement of A has an error of 1.25% and the time measurement has an error of 1.5%. Then the percentage error in the value of E will be. So whenever we are encountered with such questions, what we can do, this E at time t is given as a square e to the power minus alpha t. That is what you are given. So what we can do, let's say take the log on the both sides. Log E would be, I can write 2 log A and it would be minus alpha t. Now doing this, if I differentiate it now to take that as small error, I can write delta E by E or dE by E, whatever you write, or it is 2 delta A by A, and this would be, if I differentiate it, would be alpha delta t. So because we are given the percentage error in t, what I do, multiply and divide it by t. So this delta t by t is known, delta A by n is known, so percentage error delta E by E I can make it out. Delta A by A, that is given as 1.25%, and this alpha is 0.2 and t is given at t equal to 5. So put that t as 5 and this delta t by t is 1.50%. So now what you get, this is 2.5% and this is what you get, 5 into 0.2, that is 1 into 1.5, and instead of minus, because we are checking, this is for the changes. For the case of error, we know error and error always add. So we can say this maximum possible error, or for the error that we write, it would be positive. This was for the change. For error, it would be positive. So it would be 2.5 plus 1.5, that is 4% you can go for. So this is how you can do this. Next, an optical, this is the question from last year, and this was a question that initially I myself did wrong. My answer was coming half of what was given by JEE, and I was wondering that the answer of JEE might be wrong, but now I realized I was wrong. So see this, optical bench has 1.5 meter long scale having 4 equal divisions in each centimeter. This is very crucial. 4 equal division in each centimeter means the least count would be 1/4 of centimeter, or you can say it is 0.25 centimeter. So this would be the error you can say in every marking. While measuring the focal length of a convex lens, lens is kept at 75 centimeter mark and object pin at 45. So what would be the, you can say the object distance you will write, because it is 75 and it is 45, so gap is 30, so u is minus 30, but you have get this 30 by subtracting these two, and every reading that you will take will have this error. So whenever you are adding or subtracting, the error in the final quantity is equal to the sum of the absolute error of the two. So both at 0.25, so here the error would be plus minus 0.5 meters. So just remember, it is not 0.25, it would be 0.5, because this 30 you have get from the difference of the two value. Similarly, the image pin is kept at where we have other side, and it is a 135. So 135 minus 75, you have this as 60. So we will also be 60 plus minus 0.50 meters. So this is the mistake people do. Just remember, this error is not 0.25, this is 0.50. Now the percentage error in the measurement of focal length. So for 1 upon f would be equal to 1 upon b minus 1 upon u. So what is the expected value of f? Expected value of f you can find out 1 upon b, that is 1 upon 60 minus 1 upon minus 30. You take it as LCM, it would be 1 plus 2. So 60 by 3, f is 20. This is the expected value, not the final answer. Now for error, what we do, differentiate it, and error and error always add up. So delta f by f square, you have done this many times, delta v by v square plus delta u by u square. So what we can write now, we have to find the percentage error. So I can write it as delta f by f into 1 by f is delta v. Delta v is 0.50. V square would be 60 into 60. This is again 0.50. This would be 30 into 30. And this 1 by f I can take it here. So delta f by f would be, what I can say, f is what you have, 20 into 0.5, that is 10 upon 3600. This is again 10 upon 900. So it is 1 by 360 plus 1 by 90. And if in percentage, you can do it as 100% multiplied it. So what you will have, 360, I can take it here, 1 plus 4, that would be 5 into 100%. So this 0 goes, this is 50 by 36, or you can write as 25 by 18%. So this is approximately 1.37, 1.38. JEE gave the answer like this, 1.35 to 1.40%. This is the range finally they gave. You can make it out what would be the exact value. So this is answer in the numeric one that was asked in 2019 JEE Advanced. Now the question from 2018, this was a paragraph. You can see this is JEE Advanced 2018. I have taken a snapshot from the official JEE website. Now the paragraph, what it says, if the measurement in error in all the independent quantities are known, then it is possible to determine the error in any dependent quantity. This is done by the use of series expansion and truncating the higher powers that you know. For example, consider the relation z is x by y, so you get this relation you are very much familiar. The series expansion of the first power is that delta y by y is 1 plus minus delta y by y. You know, relative errors in independent variables are always added, and you write it like this. So this is how you do the derivation for your school exams also, if you have done. This is based on binomial approximation that delta x by x is less than 1. You neglect the higher powers. So now you have the ratio r is 1 minus a upon 1 plus a. By measuring a dimensionless quantity a, error in the measurement of a is delta a, and it is given delta a by a is less than 1, then what is the error in delta r, determining r? So what I can make it out, first of all, I can say the error using the above thing, the delta r by r. Delta r by r would be equal to error in 1 minus a upon 1 minus a plus error in 1 plus a upon 1 plus a.
So here what we can do, we know this is delta r by r, and what is r? R you know is 1 minus a over 1 plus a. So what you will have, and this delta of 1 minus a, whenever you add or subtract, the absolute error is the sum of the absolute error, so it would be delta a, and you have this 1 minus a and multiplied by r, we can do it again, so it is delta a. Similarly here also, 1 is fixed, error is only in a into 1 plus a and multiplied by r, which is 1 minus a upon 1 plus a. So what we have, delta a upon what we can 1 minus a gone 1 plus a, plus here you will have delta a 1 minus a upon what you have 1 plus a whole square. So what we can do here, I can take delta a upon 1 plus a as common, taking it here, it would be 1 plus 1 minus a upon 1 plus a. So if you do this, this a and a get cancelled, it will become 2 delta a upon 1 plus a whole square. So the option B is correct. Now there was a second part of it, and this is also a very good question, and I am giving it as a test yourself. Take the screenshot, and my hint is I have solved that JEE main question. Do it like that, you will get the answer very nicely. If you will check the solution of it in many books, the solution is not very convincing, I find at many places. Try with that method, you will love that, and we will come up. If you have difficulties, we can post it afterwards. So this was for today, and I'll try to get within 48 hours for the vernier and screw gauge. The next video will